Back for round two of finishing up the yard work. Macy was going to do the yard work this morning, but she had some other stuff she wanted to do. I also had some other stuff I wanted to do. I already got the blower motor figured out on the car, but since we both had other stuff we wanted to do, we compromised and I'm gonna mow the yard. So I'm gonna get started on that. Yeah, hopefully it won't take too long. Don't plan on doing any string trimming today, so might do some around the house. I take that back. Not too terrible a time mowing. It dried out a little bit yesterday, even more so than it was yesterday when I mowed the front. So it didn't take nearly as long to do the back. I've only been out here an hour and a half probably. And yes, if you're wondering, filming this stuff does take more time than it would otherwise. I know I said I wasn't gonna do any string trimming, but it really needs it back here. So I'm gonna do it along this back wall. And then maybe see about some of the rest of the parts of the house. And then I got to do some stuff with the tractor. Macy bought me a new chain for my chainsaw because that other one was wore out to the point where I couldn't even sharpen it anymore on my itty bitty chainsaw because I beat the crap out of that thing. And I'll replace that, see if I can get that fire going back up front. I burnt the leaves off, honestly, that was all I did. But I wanted to get it to where I could crush it down with the tractor to get some of those limbs actually caught, because it's really hard to get it when it's that voluminous. All right, back to work. Alright, I'm going to change out this chainsaw blade now and then go cut up some of that stuff up by the fire, burn it, then probably take the tractor and the trailer around, see if there's any other debris that we can get burnt. This is the specs on the blade. This is the chainsaw. It's a Stihl MS-180C. It's a little bitty guy with a 16-inch bar. But honestly, this little compact thing, I probably use it more than any of the other chainsaws. My big chainsaw, can't remember exactly what it is. My uncle has it right now. It is a mammoth chain. It's about one of the biggest ones you can buy. I got a 3-foot bar for it, and it'll cut through anything out here. But if you need to be up in a tree or down, you know, working quick stuff, you can't beat a little guy like this. As long as you can keep it sharp. But like I said, I beat the crap out of this blade, and I need to change it. Why am I changing this blade on the back of a golf cart, you might ask? Because I don't have anywhere else to do it. So these Stihls are kind of weird. They don't have like the normal bolts on the side of the chainsaw. It's just got this little thing. The tensioner is like this little knob here. I'll clean this out a little bit while I've got it open. There we go, just like the day she was manufactured. These bars are also kind of weird. They don't sit the normal way. A little beat up chain. They have like this weird tensioner rod on them that's supposed to make it easier to, you know, tension on the go, which it is easier to tension on the go. It does tend to get looser, easier, I guess, just having this thing instead of having the set bolts the normal chainsaws have, but not a big deal. Anytime I'm changing out a blade, I'll look in here, just clean up some of this stuff. It doesn't have to be super clean. It's a chainsaw. It's a working tool. And then also, you got to make sure that your bar and chain, I guess, I don't know what you call this, your bar and chain oil tunnel is clear. Mine's good, and it's throwing all I know it checked. Alright. Then you want to make sure you put it on the right way, obviously. You want to make sure, you know, the chain rotates forward over the bar. So you want to make sure the bladed part is pointed forward. You'll notice that this bar is upside down. That's just the way it works. I'm not sure why. This is an aftermarket bar because I bent the other bar on this one. Because like I said, I beat the crap out of this chainsaw. I'm not kidding when I say that. I'll do things you're definitely not supposed to do with this little bitty chainsaw. So yeah, that's the easy tension thing. You just unscrew this slightly and then you can tension it up. You don't want it to be super tight. Have a little bit of play, but you don't want it to be loose either. That's good right there. Now fire it up, make sure it's running right. Like I've said before on these videos, this thing has this easy start recoil starter on it. I want to replace it because it's a piece of, well, it wasn't necessarily a big piece of junk, but the cord broke and I had to shorten it instead of getting another cord. And now you have to get right at the top before it'll uncoil. And I would prefer to have just a regular chainsaw starter, but you know, this works well enough. You just got to sit here and crank on it till it fires a little bit. Just holding it down there to make sure it's throwing bar and chain. I don't know if you can see that, but there is bar and chain oil coming off of it. It's the first weekend of college football, and Alabama kicks off here in about 10 minutes. I went to the University of Alabama, so obviously I watch Alabama football. I think this fire is going to catch. I built kind of like a little oven type deal. Started the fire down in the center, then built like a box around it because it's a little windy. Looks like it's catching now, and all this stuff will burn good. So I'll come back out here every once in a while and feed it with some of this stuff. I should cut it up, but I really want to get inside and get cleaned up a little bit before the game comes on. So I'm gonna do that, and I'll be out here feeding this throughout the day, but I probably won't film any of it. That'll probably be the extent of my filming for the day. So roll tide and see you next time. I lied, it started to catch real good, so I cut up and threw some more stuff on there. Oh yeah, I love a good fire. Okay, bye. Eating big time, ain't she pretty? Ain't she witty? Ain't she great?